Så, nu är vi tillbaks i livesändning och den här gången så har vi med oss Frederic Jullian. Frederic är fransman så vi ska fortsätta på engelska. I just told the viewers that we are going to do an interview with you, and your name is Frederic Jullian. And you could please tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the lucky guy who go fishing.
Yeah,
as you know, I'm fishing for two major companies in France and in Europe as well. One is called Illex, really exclusive Japanese style equipment, from bait to rods and different accessories. And another one which is called Michel. Michel is more of the traditional French company, really old company, more than 80 years old, split cane fabric at the time, really high class reels for both fly fishermen and lure fishermen in the 40s. So really
cane rods, split cane rods.
Yeah, split cane. So we took over this company 10 years ago, and we rebuilt the name. And today, one of the best example of what we build is the latest, our latest range. We call it Gunki, and Gunki is quite famous now in Europe, and we are really proud of it.
You see it in Sweden all the time now.
Yeah, we have been working for that, and we are really proud because, as I said, I'm the lucky guy who go fishing. And that's the basic for me in the market is we must be on the water to feel it, and we must be with you guys also fishing together.
How many days do you fish?
I try to keep up more than 100 days a year.
More than 100?
Yeah, more between 100 and 150 days. That's for me. That's the limit. Under that, I feel like I'm losing something. I'm not enough on the water. I'm not enough facing the nature and facing. Fishing is even in Sweden or everywhere I fish in the world. I get bad days and good days. Yeah. It's like everybody.
Yeah, that's great. How many countries have you fished in? Do you keep track?
I'm really not sure, but anyway, more than something like 15 countries, 15 different countries. Every year I'm fishing from 7 to 10 different countries every year.
And you're also doing some competition?
Yeah. That's what get me started, really, the tournament
in France?
In France and in Europe. I've been in the European team against US in bass fishing. Okay. And I've been lucky also to be a co-angler on the Elite Series of the Bassmaster 2 times, with some results as well. So yeah, I've been also fishing abroad. Yep.
I should mention that, please, if you have any questions, it's okay to go on the chat site and ask Frederic anything. I know he will answer.
Not really anything, just on fishing.
Just on fishing, okay. I'm just interested. Your favorite fishing of choice, if you... we made a joke. If you only have a couple of days left, what would you say? I have to do this.
I think I go for bass fishing.
Bass fishing,
yeah, because that's really a hell of a fish. In fact, it's not that the best fighter, but that's one fish you see, and that makes the whole difference. It's like fishing for pike in 20 meters of water, or fishing for pike in shallow waters. The excitement you get it in shallow water because you're going to see the fish reacting to you, and that's what gives you this wonderful feeling about winning something against nature, against the fish. I mean, every time you get a bite, every time you get a strike, you win against the fish. Yeah. You fool him. Yes. And that's very important for me in the fishing, how to fool a fish.
I also know that you are one of the guys who started something that you can call a movement in Europe right now, and it has come to Sweden. You call it street fishing. Please tell us a little bit about the concept.
Yeah, the idea came now quite a long time ago. It's more than 8 years we started with this trend. But more than a trend, it's an opportunity for us to really get a much wider audience to the fishing. It's not only talking to the fishermen, it's something which talks to everybody. Actually, what is street fishing? That can be sometimes when I come to Sweden or to Scandinavia, people look at me strange and say, "What are you talking about? It's countryside everywhere. We have forests, we have lake everywhere. But you have also cities. And already, even if you have this great connection with nature, the civilization is changing already. The father to son education is changing. It's not the same anymore as not the same education as we get already. We give another type of education to our kids. Internet is changing a lot of things. It's opening wide to the world. So that's a fact. And fishermen must understand that this fact is also it's interfering with our sport. We don't have much space sometimes. We have small flats, living family, and having a lot of gears in the flat. It's almost impossible sometimes. But you still want this connection, this strong connection with nature. And the water in the city is the last remaining part of nature. And street fishing is about getting to this part and fishing, getting some fish on the line and getting the excitement, even for half an hour, 1 hour time. And that's for all those guys who go street fishing, so-called street fishing. That's where they get the excitement, getting the bite, getting a few fish, not eating them, not being out of the nature for many days. That's something else. Street fishing is something you want to do for lunchtime, after works, after working hours. That's the spirit behind street fishing.
And it has come to Sweden. Last year, I know there were several street fishing competitions. Do you know? I know that you don't. You're not arranging them, but will there be any?
We are the main sponsor because
you're the main sponsor.
Yes, because we really think that it's promoting the sport.
Yeah.
So that's the reason we sponsor this type of event, and we really feel like it was important for Scandinavia to have the Gunki street fishing tour, because I saw it. I was at the final in Malmö. Suddenly you are visible. The fishermen are visible, and that's very important. I mean, a lot of fishermen like to hide in a countryside.
Yeah.
But if we want to get an audience, if we want to speak about our sport, if we want also to protect what we need, protect the rivers, protect the water quality, we need to be visible at one time, at one point. And so being in the street, having those tournaments in the street downtown, it's very important to be visible, to speak out loud to the community that there's fishermen, there's water, and we must take care of it.
Yes, that's great. Do you know any of the cities that the competitions will be held in this year? Will it be in Malmö?
Probably Malmö. The Danish authorities have been giving a great response to the first year. I know that
that's in Copenhagen, though.
In Copenhagen, immediately the politician just took the street fishing idea.
They liked it.
Yeah, they like it, and also the important thing again, when I said it's opening our world, suddenly they realized that some of the fishing area that was really important for us fishermen was not allowed to fish. It was closed. Yeah. It was forbidden to fish those places. And suddenly, opening just for one day, they realized how important it was for the fishermen, and all the values they could take out of it. So suddenly they said, okay, we're going to open it. And so for the fishermen, that was one more water to fish. And immediately, the first year, you get the benefit
that's great.
of such event.
Wonderful. You're also here to promote products, Gunki things, and you brought some of them.
Yes, it's, I really love being there because it's smelling fish all over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to see. You have so much water in this country that it's really amazing all the time to come here, fish, or to discuss about fishing in a show like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
wonderful. You will
wonderful.
be here today and tomorrow if we want to meet you.
Yes, of course. I'll be staying the whole show, the whole weekend.
And you brought some things with you?
Yeah, I wanted to explain about the Gunki project a little bit, the Gunki family, because it's not something we really. It's something we are really proud of. You know, it's something we produce ourselves and as fishermen. So in this, in all those baits, there's some brain juice, you know, from fishermen. We just put our brain in it and said, okay, what do we want? So we took more than 4 years ago now, when we started with the idea, we said, okay, as a fisherman, what do we need? I mean, we have the best sellers already in our box. Why should I have something new? The Gunki is the latest one. I mean, what's the use of having one more bait? So that was the first thing we was thinking about. Okay, why should I make another?
Even bother.
Yeah. Why? I mean, there's plenty already of bait which are working. So that was the first difficulty for us, saying, okay, I want those bait to be on the water and catch the fish. So what do I use? And then we start to cut all those big famous bait we were using 4 years ago. And finally we get out the main action out of many bait. And we said, okay, we want to focus on the vibration. Vibration is very important, and we need 4 different vibrations. But also we noticed that it was very difficult from one fisherman to another one when we asked them to make them change.
They're conservative.
Yeah. We are very conservative, and that's the main problem we have.
It's a main problem, yes it is.
The best memory is your worst enemy on the water. The best memory, we stick to the best memories. I've been catching great with this bait, and you will never see me changing. I'm trapped to it. And I don't want the fishermen to be trapped. I want them to improve their fishing. I want them to be hour after hour a better fisherman. So the first thing we decide is we're gonna make them look alike.
Okay.
That's the Gunki family. And if I present the Gunki family, you hardly recognize the grubby from the speed, from the sweep, from the roller gun, from the steel gun. You don't recognize. And that.
Yeah.
Why? Why do I do that? I cannot choose them. That's what I want.
Okay.
You have been catching great with this one. So to switch to the other one won't be a problem for you.
Nope.
They all look like. So it's not, suddenly it's not a problem.
No.
And that's something you already know.
Comfortable with.
Yeah, you already know that. When you use a crankbait, when you use a jerkbait, you have the whole family of it. Different size, different weight, sinking rate. But they all act the same.
Yes, they do.
But they are different. Sinking, silent, noisy. Same family, same look, same action, different vibration.
Yeah.
And in the hard bait corner, you are familiar with this concept of family. And I don't know why. This was not the case in the lure, in the soft bait. Every soft bait was so different. But let's look at the ass. Bad ass. There we see the difference. That's where lies the tricks. On the tail action, that's the vibration part. That's the engine inside the bait is the tail. So here we have a grub tail. This is really moving fast, dragging a lot water. Here we have a speedy tail for the speed gun, and we block the action here with a wider tail. It's a wider part here, stiff part. So suddenly you get just a tiny action. That's the action the perch fishermen want. Okay? Then we have the sweep gun. That's the swim bait type. This one is not holding itself. The tail is really soft and moving, having large movement. So that means that you will have this S swimming action on the body. Then you have the roller gun. The roller gun, as the name said, it's rolling. So you get this rolling action all the time because you hardly notice it, but it's more a cigar shape, more round shape.
Okay.
So the shape doesn't interfere in the rolling action. So this massive tail will give more action to the body than this one, which is more thin. But if you look at them like this, they look the same.
Yeah.
So you're gonna catch great with this one. Next thing you know, you're gonna catch this one without noticing.
And it's all in your head, yeah.
And then suddenly you feel confident and you just notice the vibration. And that's where we explain you the vibration on the back. I'm very proud of that too. That you don't really know sometimes where to place your bait in the vibration zone. This diagram helps you in that. We have a color code for each type. A grubby gun, it's blue. A roller gun will be pink. And on the back here, you will see rolling action, S action.
Yes.
And on the other axis, you will have the frequency of vibration and amplitude of vibration, which means how wide on each side the tail will go.
So you can get almost any mix or favorite, yeah?
Yeah, and then you know where we rate them. So you know that a speed tail get high frequency and very poor amplitude.
Yeah.
So it's very speedy, a speedy tail. So very short movement, but many of them. If you take the sweep gun, which is this one, the soft tail get much wider action on the body. So we reduce the speed. And then you have an inch of what the bait is going to do.
Yes.
And so you can also select directly from the package. So what we want is using those bait, having 3, 4, 5 different vibration in the box. You're going to improve your way of fishing by switching from one to another one.
Yeah.
It's very important. You are missing a lot of action if you only use one bait. And that goes way more than the Gunki project. It's every time a fisherman is using just his favorite bait and keeps this in a box. Those in a box won't catch a fish.
No.
This one in the water will catch. So you have to change.
Yes.
Every time you have a good bite, lot of bite, think about it. Use the one you never catch with.
No.
Try it.
Experiment.
Don't try the day nothing is working. I'm going to give you this bait. This bait is the best of the world. The next thing you're going to try it is the worst day of fishing. Yeah. Oh, this big guy from France, give me a good bait. I'm going to try it and I do nothing today. But you still do nothing with my favorite bait. Doesn't change. This today, there's no activity on the water. We all know those days. But keep changing.
Keep changing. That's the message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. We're going to coming to the end of this interview. These were some of your new products. There has been a question sent from the internet, and the question is. The question is, when you're using these kind of baits, where do you put a stinger hook? Or do you even put a stinger hook?
I don't have the jig head with me, but when I put a jig head on a bait, there's two things I look. First, I try not to put a sting hook.
Okay.
I want aggressive fish. I want to see what's going on. So I fish fast.
Yeah.
So even when I do vertical fishing, I won't stay long. You have been fishing a little bit, and you saw that I've been moving a lot, all the time searching and dragging a lot the fish on the bottom. So I want the fish to run after my bait. When they run after the bait, they are not going to be teasing and grabbing the tail more. They just go and
aggressive feeding.
Aggressive feeding, and then you don't need the sting hook.
Okay.
When I need a sting hook is when I miss one fish. Immediately I say, okay, stop, I need a sting hook. So what I do is I place it under it. I found that putting the sting hook on top, you still miss some of the fish which are biting. Placing here, I found out that when they grab it, you hook them more often. Okay.
Putting the hook under the bait.
Under the bait, and let's say I don't put it too far away. Doesn't matter. If they grab the tail very often, it's small fish.
Yeah.
A good decent fish. Remember, all the good decent fish you have. It's not very often that they just grab it slowly. They go for it. They hammer it.
Yeah.
Because why? An old fish, the big one, they have all the knowledge to discover that this is a trick, this is something dangerous. They have been seeing so many bait in the water. You don't fool them so much. Yep. They just, at one time, they go for it, that's it. They don't try. When they are young, they still experiment things. So when they have a feeling that there might be a trick, might be something wrong, they just go and play with it. A big fish, it doesn't swim to play, it swims to eat.
To feed.
And to feed. So very often a big fish, I found them more aggressive. Okay. And I don't know if you have the same experience, but speaking with fishermen on the water, I found very often that we agree on that the bigger fish are more aggressive. Yeah. Somehow.
Yeah, I can agree, absolutely.
So place it under on the last third. That's it.
Place the sting hook under the jig. Well, if we want to meet you, if anyone wants to meet you and discuss street fishing or Gunki products, where can they find you here?
I'm near the pool.
Near the pool?
All the time around, and we have 2 shops here in the show.
Yep.
And so around those 2 shops we are selling Gunki products and Illex products, but mainly you will find me at the pool explaining things. I'm so much into it that I really love the discussion I can have with the fishermen. I won't quit the pool, I think.
That's great, and thank you very much for
coming
and visiting us.
Thank you for your show.
Yeah, have a great fair.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Goodbye, guys.